Hi, I'm Nadia. This is Under Construction. Today, I'm in a different room, so you can see my face probably properly, and I don't have to be annoyed by a bright ass light shining in my face. And my hat is still shiny, but like in a really nice way. Aw. Anyway, today I want to talk about anxiety. Uh, I have anxiety, and anxiety is probably one of the most common things to have, but a lot of people don't realize that feeling, and anxiety, anxious, your chest closing up, things like that. They don't realize that it's actually possible that they have anxiety disorder, right? Because they expect anxiety disorder to show up constantly, and it doesn't, right? It's like depression in the sense that little things can make you freak out, right? When you have depression, little things, like probably big things, will be like nothing to you, but like tiny little things like I lost my pen will be like tears and oh my god, I need my pen. And anxiety is very similar to that in the sense of you'll be fine a lot of the time. You will. I'm fine a lot of the time. But then there are moments where something, like I would mess something up in the kitchen uh, at school where I'm training to be a pastry chef. And I remember one time specifically, I screwed up. This is gonna be funny. My scale wasn't calibrated to grams, it was to kilograms. So I ended up with like 1.5 kilograms of eggs when I should have had 150 grams of eggs. And it resulted in me having the first anxiety attack at school. Um, I had managed to hold it together until then, and I had to be taken out by one of our lecture chefs who had to talk me through it and be like, don't worry, you're here to fuck up. And I had to do, the whole head between your legs, freaking out, crying. And it passed, right? It passed, it went, and then I was able to go back into the kitchen and work with what I had done. And I still felt the embarrassment, but like it, my heart was fine, you know. I was getting better. I was feeling better, right? And yeah, that was that was my first example of an anxiety attack at school. And a lot of people assume that that anxiety is just anxiety attacks. It isn't, right? Anxiety is having to sit down in a crowded mall because there's way too many people. Anxiety is dropping a pen and not being able to find it. Anxiety is, yeah, anxiety is is a few things. It's a lot of things, right? It manifests itself in a lot of different ways, right? I can't find a pack of cigarettes that I had. Oh no, you know? And dealing with anxiety is very difficult if you do not have the right sort of tools, both physical and emotional tools, to deal with it. Because personally, I've been given the tools from my counselor, my psychologist, my psychiatrist. They've all sort of taught me, but then at the same time, they've given me the medication that I require when I have really bad anxiety spells, right? And I call them my chill pills. And so another way that it manifests, I was very sick a few weeks, for a few weeks, right? I'm still a bit sick. And I went to the doctor, and the doctor checked me out, and he was like, "This is stress." And stress was manifesting itself physically, right? My breathing was more labored. My stomach was all messed up. I was having migraines. My muscles were constantly weak and sore. And all that was because I'm stressed and I'm having very bad anxiety. And he sort of gave me like reasons that I might be, you know. And one of the biggest one is coronavirus. Um and not in the sense that I'm scared I'll catch it, but in the sense that I'm stressed of going outside. Going outside, I have to put the mask on, and the mask being on kind of gives me, a what's the word? A constricted feeling. I have to constantly wash my hands. I have to, stay home a lot. And I have a lot going on aside from, you know, the coronavirus going on. So I've got that going on. I've got other things going on right now that are very, very stressful to the point that it's made me sick. And it was the first time that I heard that, the reason I was sick, because I'm sick a lot, but the reason that I was sick this time was because of stress and because of anxiety, because I left it unchecked, right? I wasn't taking my anti-anxiety pills like I should have, things like that. And he gave me emergency anxiety pills to add on to all thousands of pills I take. And yeah, today's isn't as interesting as I thought it would be. But yeah. So what I want to say, what I want to put out there is normalize anxiety and anxiety attacks, because you'd be surprised how many people suffer from anxiety but keep it quiet because they don't want to be a problem. They don't want to be silly, like, oh, it's just silly. I'm just scared, or I just have, struggle breathing. And normalize anxiety attacks. Let people know that anxiety attacks are okay. We just need the tools to fix them. And the tools are out there. And sometimes the tools are ways that you can actually do it yourself, right? One thing I know is when people say breathe in through your mouth and breathe out through your nose, it's bull. It doesn't work. But one thing that works perfectly for me is head between your legs and try to breathe. And that, I don't know why, but it works for me, right? Maybe the whole breathe through your mouth and breathe out through your nose works for you, but like if my breathing is already labored, then it's not gonna, yeah, it's not gonna help. Also, don't force yourself to be better. Don't force yourself to get it all, to get it, out. Don't force yourself to move on. Wait until you are okay, until you can breathe, you know? Because a lot of people, they'll be like, oh no, I can't breathe. But anyway, I have to do this. And it's like, no, you can't do something right if you can't breathe, if you are struggling. So that's That's what I'm gonna say today, right? Take care of yourself. Uh, Head between your legs and breathe, which is kind of weird. Make sure they're your legs. um, yeah, that's what I'm talking about today. Anxiety. Um, I hope you learned something today. Please like and subscribe, and yeah, share. Tell all your friends about the weird girl that's rambling on and on about depression and things like that without a script. And yeah, I love you all. Love, peace, and chicken grease.